to win in fantasy football, to win in anything in life, you're going to have to take chances. You're going to have to push the limits. You're going to have to get ballsy. On tonight's show, Bindles and I are joined by an extra special guest, a man coming to you live from his basement, a dynasty bro, a best ball bro, and the king of redraft, Ron Stewart.
Because I'm ballsy. I don't take no shit from anyone. Because I'm a stud. I'm ballsy. Anywhere one.
What's up, fellas?
How's it going, fellas? I'm feeling ballsy.
Man, you're looking ballsy. I don't know what it is. There's something different about you today, but you're looking good.
Thank you, brother. Got these recently. Been looking to sport them.
Oh, perfect.
I love how you didn't have those on before we started.
I surprised the fellas.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was like, oh man, Ron's not rocking the glasses, and then you.
Come on, I'm a showman. I'm a showman. You guys know that.
All of a sudden, you're looking extra fast. Like you could draft this best ball draft in under a 20-second clock. You're looking very aerodynamic in those, I will say.
I'm feeling aerodynamic.
So Ron, I'm glad we got you on. You know, I know you are Mr. August, as many know. So we had to get you on right before the start of August because I know you'll be, streaming every day, going hard in these streets. But yeah, man, how has the content been going? How has your summer been doing? I see you taking some pics at the bar. What is going on, man?
Summer's been fun. I don't know. It's an internal battle when you create content of, should I be out right now? Should I be locking in? Like, you maybe have a fun Saturday night and then you check your YouTube algorithm and you see one of you freaking guys are streaming and it's like, man, I should be back home locked in. Like, why am I not streaming right now? So it's been a lot of that. It's been like, maybe I should get a video in. Maybe I should be streaming right now. But also, it's important to enjoy your summer because I know once August hits, it's pretty much just going to be nonstop grind, and then wake up in December, week 17's over, and you just do it all again. But yeah, I've been enjoying my time. Had some runs down the shore. Nothing too crazy. Been, working hard in the weight room, trying to get like Bindles over here. But that's really what that's all I've had this summer. Nothing crazy. Videos here and there too. And I've been doing the BDG stuff, where I'll come into the office and film some trivia with them, which has been cool.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've been watching those. Those are absolutely electric. PPR Tyler. I don't know if you know him, but he is one of our boys, and he's a big trivia guy.
You do the randomizer thing?
Yes, he did.
He was fantastic,
dude.
I will give him that. Crushed it.
He's a showman. He is definitely a natural born entertainer. I will give him that. But yeah, we'll have to. Maybe we can get another. I know there's Best Ball Jeopardy. There's some innovative stuff in the space, but maybe we'll have to get some trivia going sometime and get you on here with us and test your knowledge because you were killing. I think you care. I think was it with Pete where you were like doing something a while back and you put the team on your back. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Some might say that. Yeah, I was. I filled in for Fantasy Life when they did an in-person like football sports trivia. Like a bar in New York, and we ended up winning. It was very fun. Yeah, it was just kind of like a ragtag group of guys, and we pulled it out versus BDG zone. So, hate to see that, but those are my dogs now.
You can hang the banner up now in the basement.
Exactly.
The Trivia King. Yeah, speaking of randomizer appearances, we have, so there's been some pretty good randomizer shows. I don't know if wait a second. Ron had a randomizer appearance that was
oh my God.
Pretty recent, which is great. I mean, I don't think Pete got you to sing. I don't remember any singing, but there were some nice moments there.
I definitely sang a bit. I was trying to figure out if you're queuing up a clip here or something, but yeah, I had a singing little spot there. But yeah, Pete likes to get people out of their comfort zone or whatever.
For sure. Definitely. Redraft season's coming up. And I know that sometimes you've been doing these FFPC high stakes drafts as well. Have you gotten into the FFPC streets yet?
I have not. I try to chill. It would be smarter because right now all the fish are drafting, and you can get Hunter at you can get Travis Hunter pick 80 if you want on there right now. So it would make sense. But if I start drafting right now, then all of a sudden I end up with 25 teams, and then waivers. I just want to end it all by week 3, and I just am I don't care. And then you're killing your EV anyways with that. So I try to pace it out. I try to wait till August and then keep a real slow and steady stream throughout, because it can become a lot, man. It is, and their interfaces suck too, but it's just the nature of the beast.
No doubt. Yeah, I did one the last week of June that I'm feeling pretty good about. It was a big gorilla, so it wasn't a main event, but then I split it with my buddy Hartman, and we're thinking about doing another one, but we're gonna wait until closer to the season just to get.
I keep seeing that contest. What is the big gorilla? Is it best ball? Is it?
It's the same thing as the main event, but it's a $350 entry, so it's just a smaller entry fee.
It's essentially they used to have what was called the football guys or whatever. I assume that's just the new name for it.
Yeah, they rebranded it this year as the Big Gorilla is their new. Yeah, it's pretty fun. We had a good time doing it for sure.
Yeah, those are great.
Oh, another thing I wanted to ask you about. I think speaking of the randomizer show, you were talking to Pete about your guys' albatross teams. How did your albatross end up? Did you get to the finals?
Great. No. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. As somebody, it's actually so funny, dude. I have never made a BBM final or anything, which I would love to. It'd be sick. I drafted 100 albatross teams. I got 3 to the final, which I feel is a pretty. Sick.
That's sick.
Yeah, I feel I feel that was really good. I will say I'm trying to find the results here. None of the 3 really did that well. I didn't have the nuts, but it's still in terms of what I put into the 100 and then I got back. It was it was nice ROI on it, but yeah, the best team I got, you can see I'm looking to the side of my glasses here. 113th was the best one I had. So sadly,
and the final was, if I remember correctly, it was about 350 this year.
Yes, I think it was 350. First got 50K or something. Yeah, I mean my team. We were close. I had what was on this? I had Harmon and Scotty, who had really good final rounds, but that's kind of that's where I fell apart. I think
you had to have Scotty this year to win it. Was
Fitzpatrick was there too? Yeah, that makes sense. I've been getting into golf DFS / underdog drafts are sick. I do them all the time. And they're really quick to do.
Ron, Candyman asks about golf every single time to the guest, and I just have no idea what's going on. I know who Scotty Scheffler is, and I don't think I know a single other golfer. So
Bindles, my 2-year-old knows who Scotty Scheffler is. So you need to up the game, brother. You need to get out there, and we'll work on you this offseason. Don't worry, we got time.
Yeah, dude, I've been grinding. Because my buddy was huge into golf, so he got me into the show full swing. So then you kind of
love it.
I've seen all of that. So then you kind of get players that you like. I like Tom Kim a lot and all of that. And then
go ahead.
Well, you find guys that because you'll do the dailies too, right? Where you'll do I think was it the Masters that
the dailies was
the old guy, Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson was the guy you needed to have that nobody drafted. And you do these things where every round it's who the hell is that guy? But then you do this long enough that now I know who these guys are. You know what I mean? I know the JT Postons of the world and the freaking what the heck is the guy's name? Echavarria or something like that. There's just names.
Nico Echavarria.
Yeah, you start to get familiar with what the hell is going on, but that's just kind of you start to build your Rolodex as you go.
Yeah, and then just when you think you know all of the players, there's a guy who hits the leaderboard like a man from China. Hatung Lee that you see for the first time, you're like, man,
I've literally never seen.
This is such a international game.
He was golfing with Scotty in the Open.
I know, right?
I've never heard of this guy.
I saw his interview afterwards. They're like, "Did you talk to Scotty?" And he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna try to find some time to like play again together in the off season or something." He was trying to get some tips.
But it's why golf is fun. I think the first round of the Open, Bryson must have been +7, and the next day he was -6. In a given day, you can golf your balls off, or you can just be the worst guy out there. It's crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I enjoy the underdog season long best ball PGA.
Me too. And there's a lot of overlay usually too.
Sometimes, yeah. I thought it was pretty funny this year. So the scramble had just ended as well with the albatross. Unfortunately I didn't get any of my semifinals albatrosses to the finals this year. Last year I was in first in the open for like about 20 minutes, and then I ended up getting
Ooh.
fifth. So I
Oh,
had a
hell
pretty
yeah.
good sweat going. But then this year I didn't get to the finals in the albatross. My scramble teams did pretty well though. I think I finished 24th in the scramble, right next to like Nez. Nez had a few teams in there too.
Hell
So
yeah.
we were just catching up on that when we had Nez on recently. We were talking about our golf teams too.
Scramble's
Bindles,
tough. Like that's where you got to like figure out who's playing like the freaking John Deere Classic or like the random.
we dig deep. We
Yeah,
definitely dig deep.
Yeah, you like push up guys who like are almost worse in a way, just so that they play in more events.
Oh yeah, Sam Stevens was a ringer. So was Harry Hall.
Yep.
Obviously, Sepp Straka was just good in all formats, but he was really good there as well. So there's just it's fun. It's different. Golf DFS and golf betting is such like its own world, but then combining it with like best ball is kind of a fun twist.
Little nap. It's a it's a great.
I love nap.
It's a great bar watching experience as well. Golf.
Oh yeah, and it's the best thing. Like I'll catch up with my dad on the weekends and stuff, and we'll talk golf, or if it's my father-in-law too. My father-in-law is insanely he follows golf, so he's into it. So
it's always nice to extend a. That's one of the good things of being sports guys like the three here. You can always extend an olive branch to whoever, man. Like I'll talk. Like I'll be like, what sports team you like, bud? And I'll just start talking with them for 10 or so minutes, whatever.
I was at the office and some vendor came in and I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, do you like football?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a Bills." Or did you play fantasy football? And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a Bills fan. I always take Josh Allen like way ahead of ADP." And I'm like, I mean, that's not the worst move.
Good strat,
do, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But you're kind of like got to gauge the level of what's going on. You can definitely tell.
I love it
within
a couple sentences for sure. So.
Man, it must be nice to be a fan of a winning team, a good team, and it's tough when you're a fan of like the Texans or maybe the Jets, you could say, and you're there drafting your players, and they underperform most years, so it's tough out there for a lot of us fans.
Ron catching strays out here.
I haven't made the playoffs since I was in 5th grade. That's what we're rocking with here, fellas.
Oof.
So just imagine that.
That's yeah. That's it's a tough division.
It's great, man. It's gonna be worth it when we get there. Just wait for how sweet it's gonna taste.
Have you? And speaking of the Jets, what are your I know you just tweeted out your exposures through. I think it was just over 100 teams. Where are you at on the Jets this year for kind of redraft, best ball, kind of overall, and how are you feeling about? Obviously, it's mostly 3 guys, but.
I mean, I felt a lot better about it before the Justin Fields toe thing. I think it seems like he's going to be fine. But for that morning, I was spiraling. I'll read off my exposures here for the Jets. I have 16.9% Braylon Allen, 16% Brees, 9% Fields, 8% Taylor, 3% Garrett Wilson. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's very – I'm definitely fading Garrett Wilson. I know that there's people that are very sharp that are in on him. And it is like a cop-out answer. I mean, I think I've said it before. I know because I remember Bindles saying something about it in the chat one time, and maybe I was with Pete. But I become more of an unk this year, and maybe that's against my worst judgment. But it's just as simple as this. Like Garrett Wilson's not going to score a lot of touchdowns, and it's a half PPR site. Like that's like I'm sorry, but that just is what it is at this point. Like give me the elite quarterbacks at that point. Give me Brees. Give me Amari and Hampton. So I haven't been taking a lot of them. I think he's a hell of a player. I love that he signed the big contract. Like I like him a lot. I have him in Dynasty or whatever, but like early third on Underdog is a really tough click for me. Maybe he burns me. I would love him to burn me, but I just can't do it. I'm taking Brees over him a lot. I'm taking the quarterbacks in that range over him as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of receivers in that range where I feel like it's kind of a flat tier there, kind of through like maybe the 4 or 5 turnish range where it's like, pick a guy. Like, I don't know, like I like Pickens where I feel like he doesn't project that much differently than like the guys that go in that range. But yeah, I'm with you. I'll take Fields. I'm probably not 3%. But like, I mean, whatever, below market. So maybe 6%, but still not super, super high on him as either.
So Ron, your Fields is about 9%, which I mean, maybe you're just being a little bit cautious with maybe like the homer takes. I've been there before where like I don't want to overdraft players just because I'm very hopeful and I don't want to just be too invested. But is there a reason you're only at 9% Fields instead of a little bit higher?
There's just so many good quarterbacks in terms of like the prices that I like. And that's why I like Caleb Williams a lot too. When I posted those exposures, people were like, well, if you're this in on Burden or whatever, you should have more Caleb. And it's like, yeah, but like also there's just, if I'm not going to get one of the elite guys, I don't hate, I guess you can do Caleb with the elite guys, but I'm just sort of saying like, I just like the idea of I'll just grab 3 of, I don't know, McCarthy, Herbert, Stroud, Penix, Bryce Young, like all the way down there and just get like kind of 3 of those all the way through. So it's tough to pay, like you're paying up for Fields. Like within 12 picks of him, you have Dak, Caleb, May, Goff.
I was going to say Dak, right?
And because I'm not taking, and now 100% Garrett Wilson or Fields isn't a player that you have to stack necessarily, but it is a thing. Like if I'm going to take a quarterback, it's going to be most of the time, it's going to line up with who I took earlier. So 9% is almost me forcing myself. It's like, I don't have a quarterback here. I don't like anything else. I don't have a lot of Garrett Wilson. So it's not even like, okay, I'll stack Fields here. It's just more like, all right, this seems like a fine place to take Fields and just sort of get my first quarterback. So that's why it's like only 9%. And there is definitely a lot of, I don't know if a lot of downside is the correct word, but it's definitely a lot of downside in the sense that he could get hurt, which he's done in the past. And then also depends how you feel about Tyrod Taylor. They really like Tyrod Taylor. He could come in and kind of, I don't know about bench, but it seems like he should be, it seems like he should have a really long leash here, but that is some people's concerns is that Tyrod could come in if he gets benched.
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that. I mean, yeah, Tyrod's just kind of a consummate professional. He's just always like, he's solid, right? Like when he steps in, I think, didn't he have a game last year or 2 years ago where he just stepped in and had like a pretty big game? Like
he's not a bad quarterback, man.
Yeah.
People were joking about it. Like, people forget about Tyrod Taylor, but if the Fields injury was true, it probably wouldn't move the Jets win total that much. Like, I don't think it would have moved it maybe like 0.5, if at all. The reason why I would have been sad is that Fields at least has this upside of like, maybe he can be something in this league, but Tyrod is just like, okay, he's going to win us 7 games and screw up our draft pick. But yeah, like Tyrod can play.
Definitely. Yeah. You have a competent backup. At least that's good from a real life football perspective, a little bit of security at the QB position. I'm personally pretty excited about Fields for fantasy this year, but you made a great point about all the QBs that go after him, like proven guys, like MVP runner-up type guys, like a Dak. You have Herbert, and then you have this new crop of quarterbacks like the Mays, McCarthy's, and they're a little bit cheaper and they're definitely easier to stack. I'll say that. So it's an interesting spot, but I feel like we're not going to see Fields move away from about a pick on 100. He's kind of been there the whole time. He was maybe cheaper a long time ago during like the big boards and things, of course, but he's right there next to Kyler and Bo Nix, and people have just kind of decided, the market's decided those quarterbacks with the rushing upside, they're going to go around pick 100.
Yeah, and it's just, it is interesting because before kind of like the Trey Lance implosion and the Anthony Richardson implosion, maybe he would have been like a 8th round pick or 7th round pick, but because every stat you see about Fields, like Scott Barrett has tweeted it out or something where it's like fantasy points per drop back, fantasy points per start. He's like a top 6 guy. But again, how many games is he starting? How many games is he going to stay healthy for? What's that all going to look like? But I'm excited. I think this offense is going to surprise people.
Yeah, no doubt. It could be fun. I mean, they're definitely going to run the ball a good amount, and the O-line's gotten better. So there's been some improvements, and it's just
solid.
It's a lot different than last season, right?
Oh yeah, a lot different. Where we had freaking what was his name? Tyron Smith. I was excited about that signing, but he was ass. Like he was
just
bad.
Old and injured. Yeah. I had another team I wanted to ask you about before we get into the ballsy take of the week, just quickly. But I heard you on a show talking about Trevor Lawrence and being in on him last year. And I know you're a Travis Hunter guy, and obviously BTJ had a pretty insane rookie year. So how are you feeling about obviously those guys? And then also we have kind of the 3-headed backfield where I know I'm a Tootin guy, and we see Tank Bigsby getting some good coach speak. But how are you feeling about the Jags overall as a team, and where are you making your stands with the Jags?
Man, it would be so much cooler if Tootin didn't like pull a hamstring today.
Yeah,
That was
Come on, man,
brutal.
that was tough.
That is maybe the worst case scenario as I sit here and stare at 25% Basil Tootin. But I'm drafting the hell out of this team. I'm very excited about them just in terms of Liam Cohen coming in, being this competent, architect of an offense. And I am just a Trevor Lawrence believer, like I just always have been. And I do wonder what he would look like in another system in terms of like if he was with LaFleur, right? Like if him and Jordan Love changed spots or something. Like I truly do think he is the prototype, 6'6", been this guy since he was 14 years old, wins natties at Clemson, and just had like a really bad run of coaching. And he had like a honeymoon phase with Doug Peterson where he was really good for that 1 year and then getting banged up. I think he also kind of hurt some of his per game stuff in a way that he refuses to sit out, where in a press conference last year, he had like his collarbone sticking through his shirt. He's an insane person, but I also think that he is the truth. And he also has some scrambling upside where he's been around like 20 rushing yards per game a few times in his career. So I'm big on him where I've drafted 16% Trevor Lawrence, 20% Hunter, 25% Tootin. I love the passing game. I'm at 12% Brian Thomas Jr. as well, where I think Brian Thomas Jr. can exist. People, I think, overestimate the whole wide receiver 2 thing versus like wide receiver 1. And it's like, I don't know. Like, do I want the wide receiver 1 on the Titans or I want the wide receiver 2 on the Bengals? You know what I mean? Like, it's not,
Sure.
It doesn't come down to that. Target share is definitely different nowadays. And when you look at the other options, it's Brenton Strange, it is Diami Brown, it's Parker Washington. So we could very easily see Hunter and Thomas consolidate to like just shy of 60% of the targets. Like, it wouldn't be that crazy if they consolidated things that way. If you want to get into the Hunter cornerback versus wide receiver stuff, we can, where it's definitely his price is getting cheaper because of it. I have a hard time looking. It is funny how people send out the, okay, he played this amount of snaps of defense and this amount on offense in this practice. And it's like, okay, sure. But like, there's maybe reps where it's the 2s on offense and these are the 1s on defense. You know what I mean? And it's not 100% 1-for-1 of like when the starters are out there, where is he lined up, whatever, because you're not getting best on best at all times. It is interesting. I do wonder, of course, they traded so much to go get him that he kind of has to play wide receiver with just what we've seen Garrett Wilson make and Jamar Chase make and all these guys up top. And I think it's going to be something where he's just so good when he's on the field that it's just going to be like he demands more playing time, and they don't think that, you just can't impact the game in the same way on this side. If you're a true like you have to be truly, Surtain, Stingley, Sauce, like damn near Revis Island type stuff where you are taking out the best receiver. If not, then it gets kind of tough. So I don't know. I guess my bet with Hunter is towards the end of the year that he finds his way onto the field full time and his per out metrics are amazing. And then the running back split is interesting, where I've actually been taking I have 12% Bigsby, 25% Tootin, and then 5% ETN. I'm not crazy about ETN. Again, it's so hard to parse through the reports, right? Where it's like, okay, ETN's not out there with the 1s, but then it's like, I don't know, maybe that's just like one day of practice where it's a new coach is sort of trying to figure things out. Of course, you have Tootin, hamstring. I'll be honest. I'll be straight up. I might ease off a little bit with the hamstring. That's not great. You don't want to see a rookie not get his reps. I'll ease off a little bit, but still, late season upside is there. Tank Basie's tough because he's not going to catch passes, but also where you're drafting him, like RB51, you don't really need him to. You just kind of need him to.
He can still pay off.
Yeah, he can pay off. He can
cheap.
like flirt with over 1,000 rushing yards, and like all of a sudden he's a more than fine pick, especially in best ball. ETN's the one that I have a hard time with just because it seems like him and Tank Bigsby kind of overlap in terms of their archetype. Maybe ETN gets preference on passing downs, but I would be shocked if ETN is like the back half leading scorer in this backfield. But 5%. I'm still mixing him in sometimes, but
Yeah.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, it's also a new regime, right? Like they bring in Tootin. I believe the GM when he was interviewing was talking about drafting,
Which is
Tootin,
nuts. Which
which
so
is
crazy.
insane. And then you just have the younger kind of more. I mean, I don't know if you want to say more explosive, but just whatever. Tank has a certain skill set. That ETN people I think he's kind of like a in between the tackles runner, but he's really not. Like he's a bigger kind of like not scat back, but just like he likes to bounce it outside, which is kind of not how Bigsby runs. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm also very in. I had a take last week about T-Law having kind of being the breakout quarterback out of that range, just kind of, he's never really had that. He's had solid seasons, but not like a season where he truly breaks out. And I do think just like if you have weapons, that's good. If you have coaching, that's good. But when both of those things come together, I think that's really when the magic happens. So I'm with you on that. We're riding or dying on the Jags this year. So
yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty in on Tootin. I'm not excited about the Hill hamstring situation. Something to monitor. But if we're playing in best ball tournaments for week 17 and the end of the season, I think he's still like a really good bet. I'd hope. And then if you're going to be betting on the Jags, the way to play it is going to be through him and Tank Bigsby. It's sounding more and more like probably earlier in the summer I was still drafting some ETN, but I find it hard to click him now. It's just better to go with the two other options. And if you're making bets on the Jags, that's the way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see. Maybe the Boomers ran hot last year. Like ETN feels right up their alley.
Yeah, and it's tough because like I had one team that did well in the finals back in 2023. Not Best Ball Mania finals. It was a poodle, but I had ETN on that roster and he hit the lineup pretty nicely in week 17, about 25 points. So you remember those kind of things, but time moves on. There's a new crop of players to be drafting, and teams have changed a lot too. I always used to think because of the connection between Trevor Lawrence and ETN, that was like something like the whole shower narrative, they're boys at Clemson and all that. But I think just the time, the tread of being an NFL running back, taking the hits, getting the carries, the repeated foot injuries and lower body injuries can count for something. So it's tough. Another injury, Joe Mixon, of course, has a little bit of a issue that's going to linger, and we don't know when he's going to be back. So that's kind of hard to figure out how to play that one. It might just be an avoid all Texans running back situation until further notice, unless some people out there are pretty excited about Nick Chubb, but it's hard for me to get there too.
I'm drafting Nick Chubb.
How early?
Not super early, but I got 13% Nick Chubb.
I mean, that means you've got a good bag when you was picked 180, 190. Then
yeah, I've been taking a lot of Nick Chubb. I don't know. It's so tough because he might just be completely cooked. But he feels a lot like Dobbins last year, and you can definitely argue that like maybe a Dobbins style type of player is not great for best ball. But I think in fantasy football in general, he's probably a pretty decent play in terms of, when I mean by Dobbins, I mean he's going to maybe give you a 6-game stretch where you can start him and it feels good. But then like maybe, mileage catches up, like kind of what Dobbins did last year. He had like a hot stretch and then he gets banged up and then like, just like sort of carry me somewhere at some point in the season. Yeah, he'll be serviceable at some point. And he is just somebody that, we're talking about like one of the best pure runners of his generation. Like it was him and Derrick Henry. He's younger, of course, much more banged up, where he had like crazy knee injury in college, crazy knee injury in 2022. Like it could be completely done, but he is also, and this is where we get down like the narrative stuff where I am a numbers guy, but if you want to lock into your third eye here for a second, like Nick Chubb is the ultimate grinder. He's running up hills. He has the bendy bars where he's squatting 600 plus pounds on the freaking bendy bar. Like
he's got that dog in him.
No, he has that dog in him. And that's what I do love about him. I think that this is now finally like the was it early this offseason, but he had some kind of like Players Tribune thing where when he got I don't know if it was released, but when he left the Browns, if you get what I'm saying,
right,
that was a big deal. But if he walks in here and he's all of a sudden the between the tackles guy on what should be a pretty good offense, it's a terrible offensive line, but if you can just give me like 12 to 15 carries, some goal line looks, I think I'd be happy where you get him like, 15th, 16th round. And you're looking at running backs in that range too, where it's just like, I don't even like anything that's on the board. So I've just been taking him. And it's honestly almost more a fade on Mixon, where I just haven't been drafting him whatsoever, kind of getting built out. But I will say, like, him being in a boot in the spring is part of why I wasn't drafting him. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, that makes sense. And then we'll see it. Some people, Huhaim's like in the chats reminding us like the Texans O-line. The only way I can try to like have some hope about the Texans O-line is you think maybe the sum of the pieces is greater than each of the individual parts. Like maybe there's some synergy with O-lines. If there's just better chemistry, better locker room, better vibes, that they can improve a little bit. But ETR had one of their recent shows, and they had I think it was Brandon Thorne on talking about the O lines, and Texans is like
Literally
by
30
most
second.
analysts like the last in the league, right? The worst.
Yeah.
So that's not good for Stroud. That's not going to help at all. But we'll see. Maybe Nico can still pay off, and maybe that's the way to go. But Chubb late was good. He's going to start rising. I think he's one of the biggest risers in the last couple of days. So you've definitely got a nice position there.
Gosh, I'm not gonna chase him. Is how I'll put it. But I've been, because where you were taking him to is, you got to remember, like, once Roshan, Braylon Allen are gone, like I'm not excited to click 180 Rico Dowdle or like Miles Sanders or Marshawn Lloyd, who got banged up today. I mean, god damn it, bud.
Again,
DJ Giddens. I mean, these are
I'm
like
not surprised there.
Good players, but like Chubb to be at least has like some upside of like a Mixon seems more likely to go down than most of the starters in front of those guys, is kind of how I would put it.
Yeah, the injury risk. That's for sure. Yeah, when it gets that late in the drafts, I think I just tend to look for upside swings at rookies. There's, this whole rookie class has been pretty interesting. And then we keep getting more coach speak about the different players. One of the guys that's been coming up lately is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and he seems like, hey, they might try to give him a few touches. That's pretty interesting. A 7th round pick, and then we get some hype about Brashard Smith, how they might use him on the Chiefs. Another 7th round pick. There's a bunch of 4th round picks and 5th round pick rookie running backs that are in interesting spots, that some are getting drafted, some of them aren't in these best ball streets, and it's hard to know for sure who's going to secure those, either RB2 or like those different kind of pass catching roles. But it's exciting. I'm trying to take swings on a bunch of them.
I need to diversify that a bit more in terms of, because you bring up Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. I don't think I have any of him. He was a weird eval where he had like a eligibility issue that he only played like one game, but then some guys really, really liked him. So he's interesting. And I don't really think, I think B-Rob is more of a guy who's just there and occupying space than he is this like talented player. And then of course Eckler has his role, but that's interesting. I like that call. And wait, you said, I got to think through these. I was actually going to add Woody Marks too. I think Woody Marks isn't a bad shout either with the Texans we were just talking about.
100%.
Where they traded a day 2 pick. I mean, I think it was a bad move, but they traded a day 2 pick in 26 to go get him.
Right.
And I think he had like, I only know this number off the top of my head because I was just talking about him, but he had like 250 catches over like a 57 game career in college. So he is very fun, but he could just be Dario Gumbawale. Like that is the downside, that there's not really, but maybe more than that.
Yeah, kind of the exact opposite of Chubb, right? Like,
yeah,
the pass catching, not great between the tackles type guy, which, I mean, still a rookie. So,
yeah, the whole two sides of the rookie situation, I think about, it's like you can bet on talent, or you can bet on, especially for running back, like environment, team. And so I think, okay, do I want to take a swing on a rookie running back who's on either the Chiefs or the Rams or the Bengals, and just hope that they kind of earn some touches at some point on a high scoring offense? Or, you could say the Commanders too, but then it's like, maybe you want to bet on like the talent of some of these other guys in other situations that maybe aren't as attractive overall for fantasy, or maybe have a weaker offensive line, but still, opportunity comes. And that's like a big part of getting running back points in fantasy. So we'll see. There's a lot of good rookies to diversifying your late picks on rookie running backs. It's only going to get easier to do as we get more information with these training camps. So I think we're almost there.
Are you a Texans fan? You were saying that?
Yes, sir.
I realized I didn't even mention Dameon Pierce. Like, is he in the mix at all?
I'm hearing he might be a cut candidate, but I haven't heard that from like reliable sources. It was just like on The Athletic, I think, or maybe it was on ESPN even. But I mean, I was a fan when he hit coming out of Florida and had his like decent rookie year. And then for a minute there, he was like a sell high in Dynasty and kind of exciting. But then of course they bring in Mixon and that, he's kind of toast. So I don't know. He actually had a pretty big run last year, I think. And he's still kind of an explosive guy. I feel like, I'm not sure. I guess now with Mixon's injury and uncertainty, he's probably got a better shot of making the roster.
I'll be real, man. Before this video, I was recording kind of like a risers and fallers, and I talked to the Texans backfield, and I was just looking at him like, shit, I didn't even mention Dameon Pierce. Like, I might get cooked in the comments for not.
I haven't heard a single person mention Dameon Pierce in a very long time. So I think you're safe on that one.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a little bit forgotten, but he did have that that interesting rookie year. I'm just looking at the game logs now because I know that he had one
Maybe a
decent
different
game in
team.
week 18. He had 176 total yards and a touchdown on 21 touches. That was against Tennessee. It's week 18, but that's like a top 10 running back score in week 18. So I don't know if that means
2022,
anything.
he was a dog, man.
Yeah.
He was like a 5th round startup pick at a certain point, which is pretty crazy. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's pretty funny, like looking back at those startup teams over the years. Like I've made so
Why
many
the day
bad
3
picks.
running backs scare the shit out of me? But I made the exception for Bucky. But everything else is even Bucky is. I don't think I have him on any dynasty roster, but I'm drafting him, accepting his price, etc.
I don't have much, but I traded for him in the league we're in together, Ron. So
Oh yeah.
fingers crossed, fingers crossed. You guys want to get into our ballsy takes of the week here before we get into a draft?
Let's do it. Bindles, let's start off. Ron, since you're the guest, would you like to go ahead and give us the ballsy take of the week that you've got for us?
I'm still deciding between a couple.
Okay, let's let Bindles go. He'll set the tone on how ballsy we're willing to get on these takes.
Well, yeah, we have Ron here. So I have to bring out one of the ballsiest ones I've had so far. I think Travis Hunter, wide receiver for the Jaguars, finishes as a top 6 wide receiver in weeks 15 through 17. I think you just have to, like, there's certain players where it's hard to even quantify their talent, and I think Travis Hunter is that guy. Like, he's just an alien. If we're doing the what's it called, the Monstars versus the people on Earth, I'm choosing Travis Hunter, and I think maybe he's the type of player where I just have conviction. Like I know, like Ron, Jacob Sanderson, there's a few other people that I talk to a lot on Twitter and in the streets, and like everybody I know that I think is extremely smart is in on Travis Hunter. So I just want to ride that wave, and I just don't think you invest that kind of capital if you're not going to use him. And I think his talent is just going to be too apparent, especially down the stretch, for him to fail. So I'm getting ballsy, and I just, yeah, I'm riding with Travis Hunter and Jaden Reed are my two stands this year, where I'm standing on business, and if they fail, they fail. But I think they're too talented. So
I love it. I'll never shoot down a Travis Hunter take.
Yeah, it's incredible. When you said top 6 receiver, at first I thought you were going to say on this season, and I was like, man, that is ballsy. But no, for 15 through 17, I mean, I could see it. That's kind of the thesis of drafting him in the, where he goes right now. We were drafting him right 4th round. He's kind of fallen to the 5th round now, but that's the whole point of receivers in that range. They have to hit when it counts. And I think he can possibly do it, coming on strong later in the season after building up some chemistry and him just being like the guy, being a top 6 receiver in those weeks. I think that's kind of the upside case. So I love it.
Yeah, it's always a balance. I think Jacob Sanderson had a tweet where it was basically saying, like, I think there's a hard balance between valuing like season-long projections versus just valuing who do you think is going to be hitting in those playoff weeks. And it's like, if we're obviously, you still need to account for season-long projections. Like, you're not just going to throw them out the window. You're not going to advance any teams, and you're just going to be sitting there at home sad. So you do have to balance it. But I think, yeah, like we're talking about, like, who am I going to be betting on in the playoffs? This guy who I just believe in the talent, believe in the investment. But yeah, I think there's other guys you can use that thought experiment to think through and kind of question your own beliefs both ways. So
nice. Well, I've got one ready, but Ron, do you want to go, or do you want me to give my ballsy take?
I'll go.
Let's do it.
I'll talk through. So I'm trying to figure out how to frame this, and I don't want to pander too much. I had two receivers in my head for this one, but I'm going to pander first, and then maybe I'll slip in the other one on the back end. But I think when we talk about this 2021 wide receiver draft class, of course you have Puka Nacua up top. I think Jaden Reed outscores JSN this year in underdog half PPR points. We're already getting reports he's going to be out there in 2 wide receiver sets, or that he's mixing in 2 wide receiver sets. My bad. He's mixing in. He's a very good player. And I think when you just look at last year, they played a very weird brand of football where you had Jordan Love getting hurt. You had Malik Willis coming in for a couple of games. You had some like very heavy run game action going on. And I just really like LaFleur. Like when you just sort of zoom out on what LaFleur has done, even in just like the post Aaron Rodgers era, his teams are always scoring points. They are always doing good in terms of EPA per play. And last year they were so run heavy. I expect it to be a much more balanced offense. It's a good ecosystem, good quarterback, good offensive line. And they're just in need of a real playmaker. Of course, they bring in Golden, they have Dobbs, but these aren't guys who are ever going to have, 25% target shares, at least not this year, especially Golden and Dobbs. Like they'll probably be around about like 18%, 19%. And if they really want like an explosive playmaker in this offense, I think it has to be Reed. Like I'm sure you guys have seen Jacob Gibbs has had a lot of really cool stats on him the last few days where Reed has been targeted like 25 plus yards downfield 24 times in 33 games, producing 591 yards on those targets. That's more than Josh Gordon, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Julio Jones, Mike Evans, AJ Brown on the same amount of games, less targets. It's only behind Tyreek Hill. So in terms of just like somebody who is a explosive playmaker, good at football, all he needs to do is run more routes, and he has plenty of opportunities to do that in terms of like he's heading into year 3. He could just become a better, more well-rounded player. You also now have more passing downs and a more balanced offense with a healthy Jordan Reed, or Jordan Love, that could be more routes. And then he could also just get up there in terms of the 2 wide receiver sets or injury or something like that. So I'm very excited about Jaden Reed, trying to draft as much of him as I can.
You're preaching to the choir here, brother. Yeah.
Love it.
I'll also mention, the Packers, what they did last year is not what they want to do.
There's no way they run that back.
Like Jordan Love was injured. Jaden Reed was injured. That was a function of them trying to survive the season and riding Josh Jacobs to do that. And I think they were, I forget the exact stat. I memorized it for a while, but they were like extremely, extremely run heavy. And in the first 6 weeks, their pass rate over expected was actually above league average. So I think they're going to trend more towards that 10 to 15 range in that kind of passing range. So I just think bet on talent, bet on good coaching, kind of the same thing I'm talking about with everyone. When those two things align, those are guys I want to be in on. So
it's a great offensive line situation, a great quarterback to be attached to. I think Love is one of he's not a sleeper, but I think he's one of my undervalued QBs that I'm really excited about for the 2025 fantasy season. And I love stacking him up with Reed, with Golden. Just I'm pretty big in it on the Packers this year. I think it's a good situation. All of the points you guys mentioned. So there's a lot of excitement there. And then with JSN, I think you made a good comparison because, man, the talent is there, but the situation, to me, it's so hard to get behind. New coach, new OC, and maybe we like these guys, but they're going to be ground and pound, running the ball, playing a lot of defense, going through Ken Walker and Charbonnet. And Sam Darnold, does he turn back into a pumpkin in 2025, or is he going to be the same almost MVP calendar quarterback we saw for most of last season with Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings? I don't have a lot of faith that Sam Darnold can keep up that pace that he had last year on his new team. And so that might not be so good for a guy like JSN either.
Yeah, that's where my head's at, where because you do make a good point that as much of it's a pro Jaden Reed, it is also anti JSN, who I'm not drafting a lot of. Again, half PPR site. He is a high catch total guy. The Seahawks aren't projected to score a ton of points. They have the 29th ranked offensive line by establish the run. The Vikings have the 7th. So Sam Darnold is now going from a above average offensive line to a bad one. As somebody who has seen a lot of Sam Darnold play, there's just no way. There's just no way that the guy we saw last year, like KOC was puppeteering him through that shit. There's simply there's simply no way. Like, this offensive line is going to be brutal. He's going to be holding on to the ball a ton. You also have Kubiak, who's going to have like a very, like, in terms of what we're saying, like, last year's environment for the Packers was extremes. I'm not saying that Seahawks are going to be exactly in that style of play, but in terms of slow pace, run the ball, that's what they're going to be. So it's just like they've really tough needle for JSN to thread. And then also, if Darnold sucks and he's not the guy and they bring in Jalen Milroe, you're now operating with like less than 30 pass attempts per game. So it's just kind of a nightmare scenario for JSN where, I think he's a good player. Like, he grades that way well in reception perception, but in terms of where you're drafting him, I just can't get there. I'm taking the running backs, I'm taking the quarterbacks, and if I am taking a wide receiver, it's honestly the old ones there. I hate to say it, but it's Mike Evans, it is Devontae Adams instead, which hasn't really been my MO in the past, but I just give me proven players on better offenses, I think, if it needs to be a receiver there.
We're becoming unks, Ron. That's
what it is.
Trend. That's the trend here.
Everyone
block. Becomes an unk at some point.
I like the call. Go for the touchdowns. Go for the receivers who have been scoring Hall of Fame level touchdowns with like Evans and Adams compared to JSN, who in a, like you said, a half point PPR site, not probably his best, not the best, not the kind of best fantasy format for him. Definitely in PPR, a little bit better. So yeah, I like that a lot. For me, my ballsy take of the week, I'm thinking that this there's a player who was drafted in the top 10 in the 2025 NFL draft. He's going to catch passes from a quarterback that was taken at the 101, and he's in an offense with a new head coach, Ben Johnson, who's maybe a dynamic and innovative offensive play caller and can scheme guys well. And so he went after and got his guy. This is Colston Loveland finishing as tight end 1 on the season. That's a ballsy take for me. He's gonna have to outscore, the Bowers and the McBrides. But what if it's just the third year straight when in fantasy football a rookie tight end is the guy you need? We saw Ben Johnson do it with Laporta. We saw it with Brock Bowers last season. Why can't, if we're so high on the Bears, taking a big step forward, the vastly improved offensive line in the coaching situation, if Caleb Williams can be who he was drafted to be, maybe it's actually Loveland who's the best weapon on that offense. It's not a Dunze. It's not DJ Moore. Burden, if he ever comes back on the field, we'll keep an eye out for him. But and apparently he's back today, right?
He was on the field today.
Apparently Burden's back, but Loveland could just be the guy. And my ballsy take is that he could actually finish as tight end 1. Call me crazy, but
I just love the delivery. I know you were pump faking a top 3, the top 2, and you're like, no, he's gonna be tight end 1, fellas, which I like. He's my third most drafted tight end, so I'm taking a lot of him too. And it's just like you said, it's gonna be a good offense. I just want to bet on the guys that Ben Johnson already kind of handpicked, and these guys keep coming out and are really good. He was a monster for Michigan, 10th overall. So I've been taking him too. I got him 16.9%, third highest tight end drafted. So I've been liking him as well.
Love it. Yeah, I did pump fake. I was thinking to my head because I remember Bindles saying top 6, weeks 15 to 17. I was like, should I pivot to that real quick or just follow through? No, we're following through. It's Loveland. Then I had to realize for a second, I was like, that means I'm slightly fading Bowers and McBride as the one, which who knows though? I mean, what have we seen out of the Raiders and the Cardinals? It's what's Kyler Murray's passing ceiling? Can it get even higher? Has McBride ever been a touchdown guy? And with Bowers, there's a lot of new moving parts and some unknowns, although I think it's better than it was last year for Bowers. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know with tight ends. It's a pretty volatile position.
I'll add a ballsy take. But what if Bowers is the greatest damn tight end of all time?
I was gonna.
No, we're definitely in that boat. Heart of hearts, definitely believe that could be true as well.
I thought when you first set it up too, I thought you were going. And I'm just gonna keep stacking on ballsy takes. I got things to get off my chest here, but you were saying I thought you were gonna say Tedero McMillan. I mean, I've already tweeted it, but something that I keep floating out is I think Jalen Coker might be the wide receiver 1. It's all said. Like in terms of weeks 1 through 17 scoring for the Panthers, I think that he might lead them all. And that's not even like I have a lot of Tedero McMillan. I just like Jalen Coker a lot.
He's Jacoby Myers reincarnate. Yeah, he literally is.
He's like McMillan might like dust him weeks 12 on, but there's a chance. There's a chance that weeks 1 through 17, Coker's the man.
He's just a ball player.
That's fun. The Panthers, they're an offense I'm interested in. I'm pretty big on T-Mac. I don't mind getting. I got a lot of Thielen as well. I'm back in on Chuba Hubbard. I was not sure about him at first, but I'm back in looking at more of the data, the way he was scoring. We're about to be on the clock from the 4 spot in this Best Ball Mania draft. Ron, is it a Barkley, a CeeDee Lamb, a Gibbs team? How are we going?
The floor is mine. Let's do CeeDee Lamb. I've been liking some CeeDee Lamb here. I'm starting to get excited about the Cowboys offense too. Not to extend another ballsy take, but I was filming something when I was in the New York office with BDG on Friday, and we were doing kind of like a bet show of like just similar to this, just a ballsy take or whatever. I was looking at the line of like Dak Prescott 40+ passing touchdowns, which I liked. Obviously it's like plus 1,000 or whatever, but this could be his best 2 wide receiver tandem. I need more Pickens, fellas. I'm gonna be straight up. I need more Pickens. I need more, like, this is me. When I talk about Jaden Reed, I had plenty of him, whatever, but I don't have enough. I have 11.9% CD. I'm embarrassed to say that I have less than 5% George Pickens. I need that to be 10% plus. So that's something that I'm going to make a conceded effort to do, because I think that Pickens, I think he's a very talented player. And on this team, there should be enough to go around. I think that the defense is going to be bad. I think they're just going to score a lot of points, and we should be chasing that.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
We've been obsessed with Pickens here. I was already, beginning of the summer, I was like, I'm kind of liking the Pickens trade, that what's going on when it happened. And then Bindles came in, and it's like 2 waves coming together to form like a mega tidal wave. Like, we just can't stop drafting Pickens. I think I'm at like 20%. He's one of my most drafted receivers.
He was just in a tough spot for me early on, where it's like, I kind of like all these guys in terms of like Pickens. I like Devontae Smith. I like Waddle. I like Flowers. I like Hunter. So I just think I was spreading it too thin and like maybe forgetting about Pickens sometimes. But like I said, I'm making a concerted effort. That'll be at 10% by week 1. I promise, if not more than that.
Yeah, we got to get like Brady here's 30% Pickens. He's leading the way.
I would love that.
Huhames reminds us that Guyton might be out 4 to 6 weeks. So it's not the end of the world for the Cowboys offensive line. I saw, I guess it was all the big reporters were talking about it kind of later this evening. I guess it was Rappaport was tweeting about it.
Yeah, I just think Pickens, it's like they're gonna be passing so much. Like you said, their defense terrible. We don't like all the running backs. Candyman's a blue guy, but like, are they really going to be running that much? I think it's going to be kind of like the Bengals last year. Just a lot of passes, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of scoring for both of those wide receivers. So,
yeah, for sure. We're about to be back on the clock, and we are. Ron, in round 2, pick 21 overall. We got like Bucky, Jacobs, Chase Brown, or do you want to grab one of these receivers or a tight end?
Let's go Bucky. I think this is a good spot for Bucky. We were just talking about day 3 running backs. Bindles telling me he's got Bucky in a league we're in. Let's get a Bucky squad together here.
I love it. I'm looking at my best ball overlay here, and I've taken with CeeDee Lamb. I had taken Bucky on like 20% of my CeeDee Lamb team. So like I've done, and it's just for across my Best Ball Mania tournament. So I've done it before. I've got a bunch of CeeDee Lamb. It's not like it's a unique combo, but I don't think in this early in the draft, like there's in this part of the best ball season, there's no need to get unique. Just draft good players on good teams, kind of feel. And anytime you start off with a wide receiver and then a running back, you just open yourself up. You're not really forced into any picks in the next couple rounds. We have a solid base to go off of here. You mentioned not liking JSN and kind of liking some of these older receivers, but we're picking early in the 3rd round. Who do you think you like coming up here, Ron?
Man, this is where it's tough. We're not taking Wilson. You got Devontae. You got Allen, Lamar. Let's go Allen. I'm trying to do more elite quarterback builds. It seems like the play. It seems like it's just good to. Like, I think I've been referencing it a bunch. Ryan Heath's, I think to me, it's the best article of the offseason so far. Ryan Heath, Anatomy of a League Winner.
Yes.
And the past 2 years, like, of course, it's we can talk about kind of what we want to do in best ball. And I get the idea of I do plenty of 3 quarterback builds of kind of exposing yourself to more game stacks, but also like Josh Allen can just give you a week that no one else can even really touch. And I think that that's kind of his superpower in a way. But the last 2 years, like these elite quarterbacks in rounds 3-4 have just been a cheat code. Like they just end up giving you a lot of wins above replacement, or just like whatever you want to look at in terms of playoff percentage or advance rate, whatever. They're just really good. Like if we want this team to get to be anywhere in week 15, like getting an elite quarterback on it is probably always a good idea. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's kind of gives you both, right? It helps with your advance rates, and they can just give you those weeks that just completely destroy the rest of the field in the playoffs. So you can win both ways, which is always good. And it's like, I know Hayden Winks always kind of goes through and is like, these quarterbacks probably should be going higher. And as we get more people coming in August, they probably will go slightly higher. But it's like you can make the case for them even higher than they end up going even in August. So
in terms of their actual impact, you absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm excited to get Josh Allen on this squad. I've been trying to make it a point to get more of them. I've got tons of Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. I don't have as much Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts that I should have at this point already. This will be my 76th Best Ball Mania, so I'm about halfway through. And for some reason I haven't been clicking Josh Allen enough. But you're right, in the third round, pick 28. Like, what are we doing? It should be an automatic Josh Allen or Lamar click almost every time. What was it? A couple of years ago, we were drafting Josh Allen in those top QBs pretty much in the beginning to middle of the second round. So like the third round, I mean, we've already, as a best ball community, talked this for months about how there's a lot of picks there. It's a flat tier. We don't love the third round picks. It's kind of gross or whatever. Just take the elite QB and then take some pressure off having to land Dak later in this too. I would love to get Dak on this team as well, but we don't have to now. We've got Josh Allen, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Exactly. And I think I'm trying to get out of that habit, because I'll be honest, like I don't have anywhere near enough Allen or Lamar or stuff, because it's just like, you don't have a stacking piece yet, you know what I mean? But it's like that's why I find myself getting more Hurts, because like, I have AJ Brown here, but it's just not like, we'll get Allen pieces later, you know. It's not the point. Pickens go. Damn.
Yeah, I know. Right. I know.
We lost out on Pickens and T-Mac. We could go James Cook, stack him up with Allen. We could try to take J-Mo or Metcalf, or who else do you like here, Ron?
Devonta Smith. Yeah.
Is Zay Flowers on the board? Would that be crazy? He's actually pretty far down. Let's go. Let's chill. Let's go James Cook. That's fine by me. By me.
Stack up the Bills.
Yeah, it's a nice Bills combo.
Touchdowns, man.
Yeah.
Best ball ain't that hard.
It's not that hard. Just take good players and stack up your
good teams.
And like James Cook probably won't score 18 touchdowns, but like he could still score 12, right?
Absolutely.
Like he could still score.
Or what if he scores 20 this year?
I mean,
score 20.
That'd be ballsy of him.
You catch a pass from Josh Allen, get in there, and
that's too far. No, too far. He's not gonna
you catch a pass or two. But I've been loving how against Zay Flowers would you guys be here? Not like against. I know you guys wouldn't.
No,
no to me.
I'm fine.
I'm in. Yeah. It's a year 3 breakout play. The dude is electric. He's a big play waiting to happen. It's an explosive offense. He was a touchdown guy in college. He hasn't been in this offense yet. You want to pull him up?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
I've been drafting Zay Flowers because I was telling you guys, like, I don't know what player I wanted to pick. I was gonna say, like, before I went Jaden Reed, like Zay Flowers was my original to outscore JSN, where, like you said, I get he's not scoring touchdowns, but when we talk about year 3 breakout candidates, I feel like he gets no credence. Like, I don't know if it's because he's like a little bit of like an older guy, like he's already 26, but he is a year 3 breakout candidate on a top 3 scoring offense, as they're probably their favorite to lead in targets. And like you said, I actually I'll put that in my back pocket, because you make a good point. I think he led the ACC twice in receiving touchdowns over his 4-year career. So let's get some of that in Baltimore. I don't think it's like he can't do it. I think touchdowns are just kind of random. I know he's been on a good offense previously, but you never know. Like Todd Monken could just come out and be like, well, people are going to expect Henry, or they're going to expect Andrews. What if we just get Zay Flowers? Or maybe he breaks off some long plays too. So he's good. Yeah,
I mean, last year it was Bateman had like 7-8 touchdowns. So like, what if that's trending more towards Zay Flowers? And if as long as he's healthy, they're going to be scoring a lot of points. So yeah,
Bateman had a career year in touchdowns. Mark Andrews had a career year in touchdowns. Derrick Henry was no push over for tutties. The offense is going to be what's changed. It's the same offense, right? They're going to run it back. And we look here, Zay Flowers, the number 4 explosive receiver and explosive rating here. It's a per play metric. So he's number 4 among wide receivers. He's a big play waiting to happen. He had 20 explosive plays. That's, 20 yards down the field reception or Yak, it counts towards it too. But just, I'm excited about him. I was drafting him a ton in the 4th round, and then he's kind of slid to the 5th. But I feel like, I don't know why I didn't keep just hammering him. I'm definitely in. I guess sometimes I try to stack him with Lamar, and so I'm kind of waiting on that too much. But I just need to go with my gut and just. There's a lot of good picks in the 5th round though, so it's not like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, like I said, he's in that range with Pickens, where it's like there's a stretch of like 10 to 15 really good players that you want to be allocating kind of mindfully, I guess would be the way that I'd put it. Yeah, we got Neil in here.
Neil says we're an Amarian family.
Shout out to Neil.
I have one guy I'd love if Nick could chill.
Nick Bach,
could chill, brother.
Give it to us, brother.
We'll see. What can we get into? Yep,
Damn.
we needed a receiver.
We're fine.
We're back here. 68's pretty crazy for Hunter in a best ball mania. We can go Olave, Addison, Debo, Myers. Who do you like, Ron?
Olave.
Yeah,
I like me some.
This
Olave.
is a great price on Olave. Like 2nd round last year,
really good.
all the way to pick 68. That's especially when we got Lamb as our first receiver, and then we waited to the 5th round. Like getting Flowers and Olave, guys who I think are super talented players. Obviously, Olave, there's question marks about the team, but and the quarterback, but as a talent, I think we all think Olave is extremely talented. So get him here as our wide receiver 3. Feels
we got Tyler in here. What's going on, brother?
What's up, brother?
Start repping these more.
Bunch of the boys. The shouts out to Mr. August from some of the fellas from Les. What's up, fellas? How we doing tonight? Thanks for being here on a Monday, getting ballsy with us. We're excited to have you guys here drafting with us. And we're just making some player takes and about to get into this 7th round pick. I should probably share the players available. Man, it's like we could take Laporta and venture out for a tight end. We could get some Pacheco if you're high on that. Otherwise, it's like we could go with Reed just went for Golden there. On who you like?
I'm done for Golden.
Let's go Golden.
Pull Golden up. I'm happy to do it. So it's our 4th wide receiver there. Maybe I could have probably queued Shakir if we're thinking about the stack, but we don't have to force it, right? Like I think Golden is a better talent than Shakir. We've been talking about how much we like this Green Bay offense, and he's a 1st round pick, guys. And then we don't have to force Josh Allen and Shakir. I know I'm talking to myself here because no one else brought it up, but I've been thinking about that. It's like just take the good players and don't force the stacking, especially when Josh Allen has the rushing floor we already know, right?
Yeah, we already have Allen and Cook. It's like Shakir, I don't think he's more of a guy in Dynasty. If you have him in your flex, you feel good about, but
in PPR for sure.
Yeah, in best ball, it's how many spike weeks is he really giving you? I don't know. I like the upside of Golden there. Nick Bach says he was not a Hunter fan, but Bindles said he's a top 5 wide receiver this year. So
oh, that's Nick in here.
Damn. Yeah, I got Nick in here.
A great price. I'm jealous. What the hell was that? 68?
68 for Travis. That's the furthest I've seen Travis Hunter go in the 6th round. Craziness. What's going on?
Could have been us, but we were talking him up too much before the draft started. So
Pepper Tony's big in on Zay. Who else? But yeah, what a crazy price there. Yeah, that's hilarious. Wasn't a big Hunter fan, but the way Bindles sold me on him, I just had to click him and get sniped.
Ron, you want to run through this team quick before we go to our next pick?
Yeah, let's see. What do you got here? We got Josh Allen, Bucky Irving, James Cook, and then the receivers, I believe, are CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, Matthew Owens. So we're super.
Ocean Wisner's already in the backfield. Play action. You're setting up what the hell? 2.5 my speed exotic Travis Kelly. What the hell? Golden makes the catch despite getting hit.
Stefan Bauer lässt dich verschwinden, kann Zaubertricks wie Harry. Was zum Fick? Sie sagen Männer ohne Geld kennt ihr ein I. Was zum Fick? Bitch, ich weiß überhaupt
We're going for one. We're gonna kick the field goal. We're gonna keep this thing going in overtime. That's my coach right there, Sarkeesian, and my boy Golden. So I'm glad we got him on the squad. We're back on the clock though. We could do like Hawkinson. He's there. We could let me find some good choices for us.
Any wide receivers here that we
Keon Coleman, bring him up a little bit.
I don't hate Pittman or no, let's do Coleman. I like Coleman. Why not?
Rip it.
I sat on it because
No, it's fine.
Executive Hawkinson we didn't have a tight end yet, and I thought, man, there's a good chance Coleman's still there. If he's not, this one's on me. But
no, that's more than fair.
That's
I regretted the Keon Coleman pick as soon as I said it. He's someone I haven't been. I made a video a few weeks ago of like players I've drafted 0% of. Keon is one of them, but
and you're trying to get him on this stream. I see what's going on.
I wouldn't mind.
You gotta...
like I don't know. I don't like Hawkins. Hawkinson was another one I think was very low drafted by me, but
sure.
I think he fell enough that like that's fine.
Decent. That's like a 5 spot fall. I mean, he typically goes in the beginning of that round, but it's like,
we're in a weird spot where we don't need anything right now, which is
any running backs we should consider. It'd be ETN, Dobbins, or Scattaboo. I'm kind of ignoring Judkins.
Coleman, we could pull up Burden if we wanted to. Trey Harris. Do we want to go receiver?
Let's do Keon.
Let's go Keon.
Let's get Keon there. I think that's probably best.
Stack that bitch up.
Oh,
we passed on Shakir.
Yeah. Now we have a really solid, very nice Bills stack with both Cook and Keon. And Keon as a wide receiver 5, I don't mind it at all. We're about to get to this wide receiver cliff as it is. So making sure we have the right depth, the right number of wide receivers through these number of rounds. We're a little bit shallow in our RB, but I mean, these are 2 heavy hitters with Bucky, Irving, and Cook. So we've like double anchored down. We'll probably come back to running back and take some more swings or some of these upside picks, some of these, in this pocket here. We'll see what quarterbacks can fall back to us. We've set ourselves up nicely for a few different stacking options now with, of course, we've got, we could go with Love. We could go with McCarthy, maybe even. And, our first pick, CeeDee Lamb. So that doesn't hurt to maybe if we get lucky and Dak comes back around, we'll cross our fingers a little bit.
It's 2025. Balance builds are in.
Yeah.
Stay balanced. Draft the best players. Don't overthink it. That's what we're on here.
It's not a problem to have a running back in your flex these days. I've been hearing people say it. I've been watching some videos of certain redraft content creators, and a lot of the top guys have been emphasizing that you can have a running back hit your flex. And if you look at some of the data and some of the charts, the running back dead zone, might not be so dead anymore. It might just be the right spot to take a running back.
Some people are saying this more and more.
People are saying,
yeah, you can put a running back in your flex spot, and the world keeps going on. In years past, it has to be a receiver. Of course, you didn't do it in this one, but
well, that's because we're best ball bros. We're talking about other people doing things. We're definitely not gonna do
that's
that.
That's what the spreadsheet virgins are doing.
Yeah,
not the ballsy boys.
No,
Ron, I'm not gonna lie. I think you got to rock these next time you're on the Jersey Shore. I think I wear
them down.
Liking these, I'm not gonna lie.
The Huz like these. Yeah, I wore them. I wore them July 4th when I was down the shore, and I was supposed to. I forgot to bring them the last time I went. Though, I'll be honest. I left my beach bag here like an idiot, but it's all good. It's all good. I copped some like $3 sunglasses. Like
I love them.
Baseball guy.
Seth was saying earlier, you look like an absolute baseball guy. It's true. Definitely knows ball.
Multi-sport draft league.
Love to see it.
I wish I was more into baseball.
Yeah, it's tough out there. There's so many games. There's so many games to keep tabs on. I regret not watching as many games, but I always get the ESPN alerts on my phone and see how the box score ended up. That's kind of the level of baseball following that I'm at right now. Kyler is still there. Dak has gone, but Kyler like 20 picks past ADP. Did we grab him there, or we keep?
I think I'm cool with Kyler. I don't really have any other.
Take the fall.
Take the fall. Otherwise, ADP wise, it's like Charbonnet and Joku, Goff.
Yeah, Kyler.
I think how could we resist, right?
Yeah, we'll run with that. I don't I'm trying to think through of like how we stack them later. I guess what we got like Benson.
We don't, we've stacked up Josh Allen enough. Kyler just becomes a nice piece, differentiator from the Josh Allen teams maybe. And even if he's not stacked, we're hoping they unleash him and we see some of his rushing upside this season. I was debating with a Cardinals fan earlier in the season, and I didn't know what I was talking about, but he set me right. It's the ground game that they need to unlock for Kyler. He's kind of capped what he can do as a passer. Like we've seen that before. If they can unleash him on the ground, it's a whole nother ball game.
It's kind of what he's willing to do. Like the rushing stuff is so weird with quarterbacks that it's so much. Like I've looked at it over the years. It's just so much tendency more than anything else. Like Justin Herbert is a better athlete than Josh Allen. He just doesn't care to run as much as Josh Allen or do any of that. So it's like I think Andrew Luck and Cam Newton are very comparable as athletes too. Man, are we catching the fallen knife on Quinshon Judkins, boys?
I'm pretty afraid to do it just because I don't even know if he's going to play this season.
What about Tootin? What about Tootin? Or are we letting him fall?
We could do Charbonnet, Spears, or Tootin. What do you guys want to do?
Let's do Sharb. I'm fine with Sharb.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about it, but
I think we're getting a good ADP volume on him there. And it's tough. It's like with Judkins, it feels like it's been a long time, but it hasn't really been long enough. And this whole thing's going to play out. You technically, you can't suspend a guy you haven't signed yet. So until he signs his contract, like it just could be a weird holdout situation.
Yeah.
A lot of the second round picks were threatening holdouts to get fully guaranteed contracts. How does this play out now with him and the baggage that he's got? The team, the Browns, they're kind of not known for, making good deals with players with some baggage. In their recent history, they've kind of taken on some baggage with, you could say, Deshaun Watson. This is a whole different kind of scenario, and it's a rookie, so it's a little bit unprecedented what we're seeing with Judkins. He goes at pick 127 here. I'm going to keep monitoring it and see where he falls. What I've been advocating lately is grabbing maybe another running back or two from the Browns a round ahead of where they're currently going ADP. No spoilers here. We're not there yet, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I
think I was on with Nick Bach and some of the homies the other night, and it's a tough one for me because like obviously he's probably of value just if you're betting against Judkins, but it's like how do we feel about the Browns offense? Like are they
not good?
I mean, obviously Kenny Pickett I think had some sort of injury, so maybe we get Flacco. I think Flacco is the one that could kind of unlock everyone. But doesn't seem great. It's like, yeah, you can get some CLV, but does CLV really win you any tournaments? I'm not really sure. So I'm having a devil and angel on my shoulders with the Browns. Other than Njoku, Njoku's cheap enough where I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna draft him.
I think Stefanski's not bad. Stefanski's gonna chef something up, but you might be like the 27th best offense.
Yeah, exactly.
We're almost back on the clock. Shout out to the boys in the chat. Appreciate y'all being here, drafting with us tonight, hanging, getting ballsy on a Monday. Make sure you guys slap the like. Make sure you're subbed. We're drafting best ball teams all summer. Make sure, of course.
Bro.
Oh, Tootin goes.
Wow.
Nick, you did it again.
Fuck you, bastard.
You bastard. We're going to get you for that one. So Goddard's there. Kind of a nice value. Let me make sure. Kincaid is not there. Otherwise, it would be
Benson or Benson. I'm down for Benson.
Down for Benson here.
Oh, got him.
I learned that one from the best in the biz. You can stall there if you kind of hover and throw in that last queued up player. So we did take Hawkinson. We don't have to get Goddard. It is a week 17 bring back, and it's the last Eagles piece that is interesting, I'll say. So maybe we can still get him. Let's kind of cross our fingers here. Otherwise, where are you looking, Ron? We've got a 2-4-5-1 build. Our running back room starting to look actually pretty decent after not a slow start, but an anchored start with Bucky and Cook. CeeDee Lamb's, Flowers, Olave, Golden, and Coleman.
Let's go Goddard.
He's still there. I mean, this is the sign, right?
Kyle Williams here. We just go. We don't need the receiver.
I feel like we don't need the receiver, Goddard's kind of a
Goddard,
nice
let's just cut it off at 2 if we want.
Yeah, let's do that. Then we can just be done unless something just falls to us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so I can interest you in Dawson Knox round 18. I don't know.
I don't mind the falling Williams. I have seen him fall in a number of drafts. This is kind of a bit unusual, but we're getting to the point on the draft board too, where these are all $1 auction bids, right? These are all just kind of ADP goes out the window. The draft capital curve we've flattened out, and it's get your guys season. Dallas Goedert fits this team pretty nice. I forget who said it recently, but it might have been Davis Maddock. People were talking about, hey, even when you take, and we didn't get Bowers in our elite tight end, but even when you do take one of these guys like a Bowers, consider grabbing another tight end in this zone here where there's some good values, like the round 11, 12 kind of range. We did get Goddard to fall to the 13th. Instead of waiting all the way until the 16th, 17th, 18th, because a lot of people are doing that. And so you're going to get some maybe different or unique combinations if you take the elite tight ends with a guy who is, still got a nice role, maybe like a Hunter Henry even, or Jake Ferguson who just signed. Versus risking a little bit by going with some of the late round guys. But it has been a good season for late round tight end on its own. Ron, have you been going more elite tight end or kind of waiting on those?
I've been going more elite tight end than I'd like. Like, I know the data says like chill on the elite tight ends. I mean, I got 12% Trey McBride, like 9% Bowers. So honestly, like a fine amount. I stay balanced. I've been doing a lot of 3 tight end builds or just trying to. What I've been leaning more into with the whole balance thing is also just sort of ending up with 5 quarterbacks and tight ends most of the time. Like, I think in the past, before we kind of had more data on best ball, I was almost obsessed with like how can I get the most flex options into this team? And it's like, sure, that's nice, but also if you can just have good production at your onesies all the time, I think that's great too. So I've been liking the quantity over quality stuff at tight end where you can go Loveland and then just sort of go Hunter Henry and then punt something off with your last round pick and be done.
Yeah, I like that.
Seems good. Oh, son of a Nick. The fact that we have Nick right in front of us and he's sniping us on all these picks. I know where he's going here. I think I do. We'll see what his team needs. Yeah,
right.
I was literally DMing him about Dylan Sampson earlier today, and he gets them there from us.
Great price, brother.
Very good price. We got Eckler there. Pierce is there. I'll switch over to ADP. Jalen Wright, Pat Bryant, McMillan, Ron.
I like Roshan, but I don't really have. I don't know. Like, we're starting to get a lot of runs.
Sorry, I got Eckler on that one. Wasn't quick enough.
Good.
A little decent value. I mean, it's still a Commander's piece. Not not terrible, but we're pretty good at.
I like Eckler.
We're pretty good at. Yeah, everyone likes Eckler, right? He's kind of a fun pick this year. 2 QBs and 2 tight ends, we might be done. We've got 5 and 5, so we're probably looking back at receiver in round 15, and then we've got 3 picks left after this. Some luxury picks.
Maybe McMillan with the Godwin stuff. I wouldn't hate.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't mind that.
Wandale had an injury, correct?
Yeah, I think he was still fine, but other options would be like we could take. I mean, I don't know if we should do this, but Michael Wilson's there. Just an idea. We did take Kyler, right? Otherwise,
I like McMillan. I think we just
let's go with McMillan here.
Yeah,
let's rip it. Also, we took Bucky Irving, so it doesn't hurt to team stack a little bit and nick some more bets that the Buccaneers could be good. What did we just see though with the Bucks? Was it was that Wirfs that had an injury recently? I'm trying to remember exactly what I heard about the Bucks. I have to pull up the.
I think Wirfs going to miss the first 4-ish games.
Was that what it was?
Like that, but it shouldn't. It's not like a big deal for us if we're thinking towards end of season upside, but it's not great. And then of course the Godwin stuff, like the more stuff that comes out about Godwin, like the worse it sounds. He had like 2 surgeries on the ankle. There's pictures from the jersey reveals where his ankles are just like 2 different sizes.
Yeah,
famously.
It's tough.
I think it's still a good offense. I was kind of pretty much out on McMillan before we got kind of the Godwin and everything, because I'm like wide receiver 4, not sure, but I think this is a good price on him. There's ambiguity. It's a good offense, and yeah, two older receivers in front of him. I think he still has outs, especially in best ball. This is, solid click here as our wide receiver, 6? So
No, you cannot interest me in Xavier Weaver.
Yeah. Andrew was suggesting we go for a late Mike Wilson, but he goes at pick 177, and then Suss knows some ball, but that's a bit far for this one. Yeah, it's tough. I was drafting a heavy clip of Judkins up until
Me too, dude.
July.
Me too.
It's hard not to. I mean, if you watch any college football, and the dude we've been in Devy leagues too. I know you do a few of those. At least I think you've talked about him, and he's a guy we've been following like since his true freshman breakout at Ole Miss. The guy was powerful runner. I thought he's never going to play, but
idiot. I mean, I just can't believe it.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah,
like, dude, it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to say anything out of pocket. It's like, dude, you haven't even signed your rookie deal. Like, you haven't even.
Just chill, bro.
Chill.
No chill.
Please.
You're literally locked into millions of dollars, and all you have to do is just not be an idiot.
These guys are idiots.
We've got 3 picks left. We're coming up on the 16 and 17, a 2-5-6-2 build with Josh Allen and
Palmer's
Murray.
Be gone, right? For sure.
Who's that?
He goes
Josh Palmer.
Oh, Palmer was, we definitely missed that boat.
That's fine.
Do we go receiver here? Is there any receivers?
Probably gotta still go receiver.
Did Slayton go? Yeah.
You're talking
Coker.
Oh, I like Coker.
I don't know if I can get to him in timely try.
Run it. Damn it. That's fine. So we gotta decide if we want to, like, how are we gonna land this plane in terms of our allocation? We probably want. What are we at right now in terms of? So we're.
Yeah. We've got a 2-5-7-2.
Probably one more running back, one more receiver, or I mean,
cool. 2-6-8-2.
I just don't think
feels like one.
It depends because we don't have any.
We have a lot of heavy receiver firepower, though. Honestly, we could do like a 2-7-7-2 even. But
yeah, let's see what falls to us because
we've got CeeDee Lamb, Flowers, Olave, Golden, Keon, McMillan, and DeAndre. So we do have like 2 pieces of the Ravens passing attack. So maybe that's subconsciously that's why I queued up Hopkins there. But running back wise, after we took Bucky and Cook, we chilled for a bit, took Charbonnet, Benson, and Eckler. I feel like that's a room we could improve on a little bit, maybe with some rookie upside since we got like an Eckler.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I don't mind that.
Giddens, Hunter. Is Brashard Smith, did he already go?
I guess he did, but
I'm not any of the top 3. I don't really care.
Ron, you call out one of these running backs. Who do you like?
Let's go Hunter.
Hunter? Oh, I love it. He's my most drafted player. I've been trying to work down the exposure a little bit, but I'm happy to take more. I think he's a big time play waiting to happen. He's the Lightning to the Kyron Thunder. The Rams are going to be an interesting, if not a really, good offense. So I just want pieces of that. And then the last thing I'll say about it, and I mention this all the time, but in week 17, it's a Monday night football game in Atlanta. The Rams, the Falcons. You're sitting in week 17, you're sweating out this Best Ball Mania team that's in the finals, and you go, man, I wish I had a piece of this Monday night football game so I can keep my score moving in the very last game of the week. And I mean, it makes too much sense. It could be a total shootout with Penix and Stafford if he's healthy, and the receivers on both ends and the running backs on both ends. There's a ton of fantasy firepower in that week 17 matchup. One of my favorite to target.
So you're a big Pitts guy?
No, honestly. But now ETR's coming out and they're saying, hey, we're back in on Pitts at cost. And it's like, I've been avoiding him. I've never been in on Pitts.
Can I sell you
I got to take some more
on a Monday Night Football 60-yard bomb to Kyle Pitts in the back of the end zone?
You mean Darnell Mooney?
I mean Ray McLeod?
A nice 2 for 71 and 2 stat line for Pitts.
It could happen.
It's that he's burned us so many times, but like, when does he actually become a good pick again? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's fine at where he goes, but it's just tough.
I mix him in. I mix him in. I don't really. I'm not gonna. I'll never Like I'm not going to be like, yeah, let me get Pitts on 25% of my teams like that. That just can't happen. I got him 8.3. Like I have him literally 8.3% of my teams.
Your Davis Mattocking, your Kyle Pitts exposure. I do want to say one thing. I made like 7 clips for the show, and I'm very much regretting not making a Tall King Summer clip because all of us are Tall Kings. So RIP. You know, creative juice. You only have so much. You know, can't all come through, but. Next time.
I think we still have some time to work some in. Although we somehow we didn't draft a single Jets player on this. And spoiler alert, Bindles might have put some Jets clips together, so we'll see what we can get into. But
just a couple.
Okay, so our last pick's coming up. We think in 2-7-7-2. I'm going to go over our bye weeks for our receivers. We have 3 guys on week 7 bye, but it's not really a big issue. I wouldn't worry about it. The running backs, we've got 3 on a week 8. We could take the missile if we're going running back. Ollie Gordon.
What about Krosky Merritt? We were
should we fire that one? We have Eckler though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've been taking Trevor Etienne, man.
Okay.
If we want to go
yeah, let's do it.
I like Etienne.
I think he
outscores. That's another ballsy not really ballsy, but I think he outscores Dowdle.
He's a 4th round pick, and he's behind a really solid offensive line. Everyone's betting that the Panthers can be better, and they have all these new weapons like T-Mac, 2nd-year Leggett. We're not out on Coker, right? So it's an interesting spot to be in. It could be a good offense. Have you been drafting much Chuba Hubbard, or are you kind of ambivalent?
I don't draft a lot of Chuba Hubbard just because, like, he's in a spot where the wide receivers are really nice, right? Like, that's that Pickens area through Travis Hunter. And then there's just a really nice, neat tier of running backs of like RJ Harvey, James Conner, etc. So it's like if I'm taking a running back where Hubbard goes, I'm taking Walker. Then I'm taking the good receivers, and then I'm just taking, you know, if I want Connor, Kamara, RJ Harvey, Trevion Henderson, like that area. So it's like it's not even so much that I don't like Hubbard or I don't really believe in the player. It's just like where he's priced is a tough click is kind of what it comes down to.
I feel
he doesn't catch a lot of passes. He had like 0.5 yards per out run last year, so it's
he's
just
a bad pass catcher, and I think Dowdle can be decent at that, and we think Etienne's decent at that too, right? So
yeah,
maybe Hubbard gets less work through necessity. Last year they used him a ton. He had some decent spike weeks, and he put some nice weeks together, but it's just like he's probably got tougher backfield competition with Dowdle and maybe even Etienne too. So
yeah.
No, I like that last pick.
We better hope with Etienne we just took him. So.
Oh, Etienne's going to hit. No doubt. On this team. Yeah, 2-7-7-2. Ron, I'd love for you to give us a little run through of this team. This shipper we just drafted.
Here she is. We got Josh Allen, Kyler at quarterback. And we got Bucky, James Cook, Zach Charbonnet, Trey Benson, Austin Eckler, Jarvis Hunter, Trevor Etienne, CeeDee Lamb, Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Jalen McMillan, DeAndre Hopkins, TJ Hawkinson, Dallas Goedert. It's a solid squad. A little 2-7-7-2. Throw in quantity at running back and wide receiver. I think as well, like it didn't feel like we got too behind that receiver, even though we took Lamb and then slept on it until Flowers. Or no, slept on it until the one before Flowers. Who the hell did we take there?
No, yeah, Flowers. Yeah.
Flowers, yeah. Flowers and then Olave, which to me feels nice. Golden. Yes, we got wide receivers in the flex spot. Yes, that's how the best ball gods intended it to be. 2 running backs up top. Cook to Josh Allen. I'd say it's a fun team. Dallas Goedert on the bring back in the tight end spot too. And we kind of got like almost like 2 tight ends in the window there, where I think that taking 2 makes sense and you get both in like that, like round 8 to 13-ish area.
Super balanced team too. We've got the elite QB. We've got who could be the wide receiver 1 on the season and in the playoff weeks that we need. And then it's not like we were not like a total 0 RB build either. We got the double anchor and waited, and then got all these receivers in these middle rounds that are really nice. Who are those players, Ron, that we got sniped on that we were thinking about getting kind of in those early rounds?
We got sniped on Travis Hunter.
What up, energy nigga? It's Rio. Legendary shit, nigga.
Tape on him already.
Catch Catch a nigga slipping at the light, make his heart drop. Cut the green beam on, make his car stop. 223s hit his engine block and cut the car off. Jump on the nigga head off, yellow Zannies, score that bar hop. My brain like a new car that's in dry with no park option. Make a pussy niggas car reverse when the AR popping. My thing say you want a black dog, so I'm tar shopping. Finna pour 6 in thick red, you still par dropping. I gave you boys enough time.
That's the top 6 wide receiver in the playoffs right there.
Top 6 receiver.
You're watching that and you're telling me you don't want to draft more Travis Hunter guys. Come on.
It's easy. Fantasy doesn't have to be hard. Just draft the best football player to be drafted in the last decade or more.
Well, no one's played both corner or receiver full time, man, so we can't do it. We haven't seen it yet.
That's true. We have heard, though, the guy never gets tired. I mean, everyone's saying it. He never gets tired. I heard he actually doesn't even sleep. He just is always practicing on the field, just 24/7.
I heard he can't sleep because his girlfriend's so annoying. That's what I heard.
Oh, actually, it wasn't that Jaguars player that we got sniped on. Wasn't there somebody else kind of like in the middle of the draft, Ron, that we ended up getting sniped on too?
Oh, you mean Basil Tootin?
Dude, you're trying to steal my thunder. It was an accident. It will never happen again. That's right, because this is my house. There's only one master blaster.
Some college football. Virginia Tech.
The demon in the cut. The raven at the church. You moving wrong, we clutch. Now you share on slug. My twin is only us. Don't clap no fucking budget. The demon.
Is Ned's declassified school survival guide before your time, Ron? Is that
No, I'm squarely in there.
Okay?
That was a deep cut, Bindles. when I uploaded that clip, I was like, how long is this gonna go? So good. Man. I thought there was I watched a good amount of fantasy content out there, and something really caught my eye the other day. So I just wanted to bring this up to everyone's attention.
Hold my nuts.
No.
Hold my nuts.
Josh really did say that.
I know. Like I'm gonna save that and I'm gonna use that on Twitter so many times.
Hold my nuts.
I need that.
Wait. Can I? Okay, Ron. You know how on the Underdog streams everyone talks about oiling up?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I'm the originator, but like I think I'm one of the first people.
You might
to do
be.
it. And I don't know if Josh and Hayden just are like, what the hell is going on? I'm pretty sure they are. So I'm like, I just kind of was a bit that I just ran with, and then I feel like it caught on, and I kind of regret it. But at the same time, now I'm kind of like happy that it happened. I'm just like, what the hell?
No,
So,
they just have fully embraced it. Is what I would tell you.
Bindles, a creative genius, a trendsetter, a stud. He's ballsy, doesn't take shit from anyone. He smokes his stogies inside, even in the basement. Ron, we asked Bindles Discord. We wanted to get some questions specifically for the Mr. August himself, and we did pick a random one. But the question that everyone wanted to know for Ron Stewart was pancakes or waffles?
Probably waffles.
There's no wrong answer. I mean, everyone loves pancakes and waffles. Do you care to defend your waffles take with some explanation?
No, I was expecting a clip of some sort.
We should have one by this point, but
I'll level with you, man. I'm not sure if this is an inside joke.
No.
I do not consume gluten, so I actually am kind of on the neither side. I'm
shit.
a bit of a you know.
Ron, I have
down
gluten-free pancakes and waffles in my freezer right now.
That's actually
Come on
a great
over.
point. You make a great point.
Come on over.
I don't really.
They're gourmet.
I do have gluten-free. So I'm going to switch my answer. I have gluten-free protein pancakes that I'll make every once in a while. I'm not really a fiend for them. I'll be honest. They don't hit the spot like a IHOP or whatever, but they do the trick.
Yeah, no gluten definitely changes the equation there on any bread type of thing. So that's very fair.
I'm trying to
I
have
got
a
some
more.
brand. I can put you on, Ron. My 2-year-old is obsessed with gluten-free banana blueberry pancakes in the morning, and also we do gluten-free protein blueberry waffles. Same thing.
Hell yeah!
I'll put you on some brands.
We'll have to send you a care package.
Yeah, we'll hook you up.
Please.
It's approved by toddlers. It'll be great for all ages.
You a gluten-free guy as well, or are you just sort of?
I'm not particularly, but I'm sensitive, and my mom is gluten-free, so like I've been around it.
I see. One of us.
Yeah, I'm a day walker of the gluten-freeness kind of thing. Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah. No, we should have a clip though. At this rate, we need to get a little brunch clip put together.
You always ask the pancakes waffles question.
It's the question that everyone wants to know.
Set up. I didn't really know what's going on here.
You know what's funny is Nez was super skeptical of it as well. He was like afraid to answer. He's like, "What's going on here?"
Well, I couldn't believe when we have like 16 different clips for every player in existence. I feel like,
yeah, just a little, just something part of the Ballsy universe. You got to pick waffles or pancakes. There's no wrong answer, but there's definitely a wrong answer, and so you got to pick the right one because, I mean, we're about to ship Best Ball Mania with what we did here tonight, and when we do, luckily we do have a Ram on this team, so if we're sweating out Week 17, if it's Monday night, maybe we'll hop on a little jet, fly over to Atlanta, buy some day of tickets, and sweat this out in real time, ship it for $2 million, and then we can celebrate afterwards with some gluten-free waffles or pancakes.
Yeah, you have my word that if this team makes the final and we're sweating out whoever at that Monday night game, I'll be with the boys and we'll oil up in some maple syrup, no problem.
Love to hear that.
Ooh-wee.
Get all oiled up. Aunt Jemima, boy.
That's the way to do it. We're getting ballsy on a Monday night, and yeah, you gotta, draft like you're right. And I kind of like drafting like, it's a multiverse. It's like a Spider-Verse out there. There's so many different ways you can go. You can be right in every single draft you do this offseason in best ball. They're all independent outcomes, right? So it's a portfolio drafting approach. But at the same time, every time you enter that draft room, you got to get a little ballsy. You got to think that this is the one that's going to win and do it. And then you got to see the future and make the team happen. I think that's what we did here tonight. We drafted a really fun team, got some nice values like that Kyler Murray pick. And I mean, and now everyone's talking about it. Travis Hunter is going to be a top 6 player in weeks 15 to 17. And man, if we wouldn't have made that comment, maybe we could have had him on this squad. But solid overall.
I don't want him on this team.
Yeah, maybe Bindles is wrong. He's not on this team, so there's no way he's the guy you need.
It wasn't, this is the stream.
We're going to have the other 5 of the top 6 receivers from weeks 15 through 17.
Yeah, exactly.
We hit the nuts.
We did.
No doubt.
I actually have a question for you, Ron. Last question before we let you get back to your pre-August schedule of I'm sure we know you're grinding away, but yeah, we know you're a Tootin guy. We see he has the hamstring thing, nothing super serious, but we saw he fell pretty far in our draft there. Like, do you think you're going to slow down on him for a little bit and let it balance out? Maybe take some Tank Bigsby as he moves up, or how are you playing that with kind of the new news that just dropped today?
Yeah, the issue with Tootin is I will not be drafting him at the price that I have been drafting him at, but I will be drafting him at a more expensive price than wherever his ADP settles, if that makes sense. Sure. Like, I'm going to catch the knife like a slappy. I'm going to see, his ADP is 130 and he's here at 148. All right, he's on my team. Like, that's just kind of how it's going to work for me with Tootin. So I'm anticipating that I'll still have a good amount of him. I'll probably try and right now I'm at 25%. I'll probably stick with that think I'm cool with 25% as this price falls, and I'll just
field,
sort of, I'll just kind of take him where he is. But yeah, I'm not going to be like, there's definitely some kind of, it's maybe not the smartest thing ever to catch the falling knife and be like, oh, well, now he's cheaper. And it's like, oh, he's cheaper for a reason. But I'm also pretty convicted on him. And I don't think a hamstring now is going to be terrible for the end of the season stretch. But there is 100% a outcome where he is, a zero, Kamani Vidal, whatever. But you can still drag those teams to the finals. I think, what was it? A Michael Dubner article back in the day where like Eno Benjamin had a 10% advance rate. I don't know. That's something you can just tell.
Yeah.
You can sleep at night with any of those kinds of metrics. But yeah, I'll still be drafting him wherever he settles. I'll have him. I will be honest. I'm not going to chase Tank Bigsby up though. I have him like 12% right now. If he gets even like close to kind of swapping with ETN, I'm probably good off that. But anywhere in like he's been going 150. I'm probably cool with him up into like the 120s. I think like that's like still like 10th round area. I can do that.
Yeah, they went pretty close to each other. I think in our draft they were like a couple picks away, 5 picks away, something like that. So okay, yeah,
just with the way that it's not like Underdog just refreshes every day. It's like Judkins really slowly fell to where he got, where it's like, oh, I'm getting a value here, and then all of a sudden you're like, no. Not quite.
No, the fallers take so long to fall.
Yeah. So it's just good to not draft them for a while. But when we're talking about Tootin, it's like he's already going in the hundreds. Like, I don't know. At that point, the ADP, yeah.
Fair, very fair. Yeah, good answer.
That's fair. All I have to say about that is
hold my nuts.
Incredible.
That's gonna live in infamy forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna need someone's gonna have to tweet that out for me.
Oh, we'll get it to you.
Oh,
wait, Ron, you said earlier too about your exposures. Who was your most drafted rookie wide receiver?
That'd be Luther Burden. I would bet I would lose the wife and kids to draft Luther Burden in 2025.
Ford with a safe play underneath.
It feel like I'm on something. Home back down to no one. Maybe by the roads coming. We broke boys ain't having nothing. He try for this, so I get the first goal.
That's where you wanted to get the football.
These niggas that like hoes playing close. One reason I pack a gun. And I some shots while I hold it.
You picked the music for this? Like, what are these deep cuts? Is that like an unreleased Gunna song? Like, what is that?
Yeah, it's like a Gunna song from like 3 years ago. I have no idea, but yeah.
I love it.
This is what Bindles works out to. If you're ever wondering what's in those headphones,
yeah,
and all these clips he's posted on Twitter.
Pretty much, honestly, pretty much. It's pretty 1-to-1.
It's a vibe. I can feel that.
I listened to that Ned's Declassified Survival Guide clip to get me pumped.
I'm a Nickelback guy myself.
Oh, there we go. We had that debate earlier this summer too. Was Nickelback or Creed? You have to pick one, and you can't say you don't like both. And the chat was pretty divided, but I think we got a lot of votes on this too. But it ended up being like 51 or 52% Creed, actually.
Dude, that's maybe the toughest question you've asked today.
I think I'm a Creed guy.
You already got there, so that just popped up and reminded me. But
I don't know.
But yeah, Ron.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it open ended.
Incredible
mystery.
Tell the people. And thanks, everyone, for watching tonight, drafting with us, getting ballsy on a Monday. Make sure you're subscribed to Bindles' channel, link in description. Make sure you're subscribed, and you already are, to Ron's channel, link in description, our man. And it's a great time drafting with you. Thanks for being here. Let the people know what you got going on this week. August is a few days away.
Time to lock in, fellas. It's gonna be me, myself, in this basement for the next month or so. But what I got going on, we're going to be posting up videos every few days here. Once we get into August, I mean, I'm trying to post like damn near every day, but you can find that over on the Ron Stewart channel. I'll be streaming every day, underdog drafts, high stakes drafts. A lot of people like I'll definitely have Jacob and Liam. We'll do some high stakes drafts with them, which is always a very fun time. It gets very pretentious, and I kind of have to play.
Classics, yeah.
Dude, it's like my most viewed stream by far is one of our drafts. So very excited for that. It's a bit overwhelming, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot. So just look forward to tons of videos, tons of streams, literally from now through week 1. And then I know this is a best ball spot, so you can drop out. once we get to the waiver wire, once we get to trade targets and whatever. But if not, if you want to completely destroy Leslie and accounting in your fantasy football league, look for the waiver wire content week 1 on. But that's what we're working on. Should be fun. Sort of time to lock in here and get dialed in. Thanks for having me on, of course.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing it and drafting with us. Looking forward to more of that content you're pumping out. Solid stuff as always. Bindles, thanks for co-hosting. Is a great draft, and we've got some things cooking. We're gonna be drafting best ball teams all summer long. The Ballsy show, we do it on my channel here at the Fantasy Football Garage, and on Bindles' channel. We flip back and forth every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we're getting into August too. We're cooking up. We have great guests on, and we're looking forward to some more too. We've had a pretty nice string of some fun drafts with the people we've been fortunate to have on. So you can find us there. You can find us on Twitter, and yeah, we'll be drafting all summer. So without further ado, I think we'll kick it to the outro. Peace, y'all.